I made my first visit to Thailand in late January, which is apparently a good time of year for the weather. I love the sun, the sand and the beaches, but I also took the opportunity to hire a bike and travel around the island, as well as taking a boat trip to Phi Phi. I was fascinated by the varied modes of transport, the food, the shopping, the religion, and of course the girls. The currency in Thailand is the baht, B-A-H-T. The worst place to exchange your cash is at the airport. You get about 44 baht to the pound. Take sterling and get 50 baht at any of the multitude of foreign exchange kiosks. You can get the same rate at the plentiful ATM machines, but there's a £3 fee however much you withdraw. As well as the usual wet bikes and banana boat rides, parasailing proved very popular. The launch process looked a little scary, especially when one of the crew grabbed a ride, with the landing being even more precarious. I have to say most people were dropped in the water. On Phi Phi Island, scuba diving was also extremely popular. Off the beach, the favourite activities seem to be elephant rides and quad bike tours. The cheapest way to get about is to hire a moped at about £4 a day. However, insurance is not even an option, so drive very carefully as you will have to pay for any loss or damage, including £400 if you lose the bike. Fuel is available everywhere, but you also need to look carefully for the gasoline signs. A litre from here will set you back just 80p. If you'd rather leave the driving to someone else, then use the tuk-tuk, a cheap open taxi that will cost from £2 upwards. With so many islands to visit, boats and ferries are plentiful. Be prepared to be squashed in though. These 3-engine speedboats get loaded up with 30 to 40 people and their luggage, while the bigger ferries might have several hundred on board. I was a little disconcerted to find this one flexing in relatively calm waters. With such a big sea-to-land ratio, fish seems to be in abundance, and most restaurants have their wares on display outside. And this one even had 3D mock-ups. Simple Thai food can cost well under £1 for a main course, and many restaurants also have a free salad bar. With high temperatures and little chance of rain, everybody eats out, and many restaurants and bars have entertainment too. One bar I loved was a converted VW camper van, complete with rotating mirror ball. If you get out and about, there are magnificent country bars and hillside restaurants where you can enjoy a drink or a meal and watch the stunning sunsets. If you just want a snack, then there are food stalls everywhere. My only concern was to see so much fresh meat laying out in the 32-degree daytime heat for several hours at a time. I'm sure our Elfin Safety Brigade would have a complete fit. If you're looking for a new wardrobe, then this is the place to come. A handmade shirt will cost around £15 and a suit about £40. There are markets everywhere, and you can pick up clothes, shoes, glasses, watches, jewellery, wallets and a multitude of other stuff for next to nothing. These watches were all £4 each, DVDs just 50p and Calvin Klein underpants £2. Okay, so probably not the genuine article at that price. A lot of the stuff is made by hand, and I could spend hours just wandering around watching the stall holders indulging their skills. You can get a massage just about anywhere. What's a bit more unusual is having your feet cleaned by a fish pedicure, undertaken by swarms of toothless Turkish carp. The practice has recently received bad press in the UK as it might spread infections, but here nobody seemed to worry. There's also an abundance of tattoo artists. I made a 2-day visit to Fifi Island, where there is no motorised transport and everything has to be manhandled in trolleys. There is a variety of accommodation available, from newly built hotels to beachfront chalets such as this one, which rents for £60 a night. This may sound cheap, but it's 4 times what I'm paying on the mainland. Of the 2 main beaches, one is dominated by the port with a steady stream of boats coming and going all day. Just 200 yards away on the northern side, it's relatively peaceful, with just the occasional paraglide taking off. This is also where the nightlife happens, but I was in bed long before it got going. I'm not saying who with.